Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Sheena and my channel is Sheembala, and I am thankful that you are here. If you have not already, go ahead and subscribe in wherever the subscribe button is. Thanks for watching. Make sure you share if you like the video. Give me a thumbs up. Tell your friends, tell your aunties, tell your grandmas, tell your PTA moms, or everybody. Tell everybody. We're gonna do the Let's Talk highlighters and illuminators. Highlighters and anything shiny is my favorite thing. I am a summer baby and the sun is my best friend. And any way I can replicate the sun is a way for me to go. I'm gonna go through some of my favorite illuminators, highlighters, and hopefully you'll get to try them if you've been interested in trying them. I am gonna be as honest as I can with every experience that I have, and like these are probably top 10 of my favorites and maybe not so favorites. So let's get started. Body shimmers first, the ones that I have. I follow Sonjdra Deluxe, and she had a lot of promotion with Melanie Mills Gleam products, and I believe hers was the Peach Deluxe. There, Peach Deluxe. It's really pretty. It's really good for your face if you want to use it as a primer, or like I like to put it. Let's see. Okay, I like to put it like all over, like my arms, my legs, or anywhere. I don't know. You can do it day to day if you want. There is also the rose gold. It's a little more pink than the other one was. I stuck it in a box as soon as I was done. The Peach Deluxe, and it's a little more peach than that one, and a little goes a long way. So that is Peach Deluxe, and this one is rose gold. And like I was saying, I got it in a 3-pack. I have no clue how much it was, but it was on sale at one point, and I had a friend that she got some, so I got some. This is the rose gold. It's a little pinker. So those are good, like I said, to rub into your skin or under your makeup, or you can just wear it alone. I wear it alone quite often. There is also Disco Gold. Now, I'm gonna warn you about Disco Gold. Disco Gold is super, super, super glittery. And I learned the hard way. I went to put it on my face and I looked like Xerxes. It was hilarious. And I was like going somewhere. So, on top of my makeup. It's really, really sparkly. I love to put it on my legs. Hold on, the light won't get it. See how it's like really fine sparkles? It shows up much better in person, but I had it all over my face. It was ridiculous. But it's nice on your legs, or like if you wear like a sundress or something with your shoulders out, make it really pretty on your shoulders. So those are the Melanie Mills Hollywood for your body or your face. They do have a smell to them. So if you're like not into smells, that may not be your thing. I got a Manna, Manna. Y'all know I can't spell. Sheer Glow Shimmer Lotion. I want to say I got this from like my sister-in-law. And it's really pretty. It has like a pink kind of color to it, and it shines really bright when you put it in, kind of similar to the Disco Gold. So that Shimmer Glow Shimmer Lotion, good for like your summertime short dress, whatever. So from there, we'll move to our face. And this is my #1 favorite product of all time right now. I'll have a new favorite every week, right? But this is the Tarte Brighter Days. I got it as a sample from Sephora, and I started putting it under my makeup. It's a lot lighter than some of the primers that I was using. And it gives a really nice glow. It's what I wear underneath my makeup all the time. It's more part of my skincare routine than it is my makeup routine, because I do my toner and like cleansing toner, moisturizer, and then this goes on top of the moisturizer. So this is like my go-to all the time from Sephora. It's one of my favorite products. It has like a purpley white iridescent kind of color. That is one of my favorites. The BECCA, there's a BECCA. I got this, I think, from Ulta in a, well, that's the wrong way. In a, like a sample, something for my birthday or whatever. And it's called BECCA First Light Priming Filter Instant Complexion Refresh. So it's very similar to the Tarte Brighter Days, but I prefer the Tarte formula, the better. Yeah, I got a better wear out of it, and it's a different kind of color. See how it's like purple? Whereas the Tarte isn't purple, and it's kind of runny, and it was like that from the very beginning. I don't use it very often. It smells just like lotion. So one other primer that I have is Smashbox. I'm a Smashbox junkie. I got this from Ipsy, probably September, October, probably September. The Photo Finish Foundation Primer in Radiance with hyaluronic acid, and it has a really nice shimmer underneath. It's not as pronounced, but it's a really good thick primer. If you like thicker, probably, I wouldn't call it pore filling thick, but it's definitely thicker than the Brighter Days and the Illuminator from BECCA. So those are some of the liquids. I've also tried the Josie Maran illuminating oil. I got that as a sample from Sephora, Sephora. It was like they had the whole collection of like 3 or 4 things, Josie Maran, and it was really, that one is really nice, but it's expensive, so I didn't get any more of that. So yeah, that's all for the body. Moving on to more traditional highlighters. I have quite a few on this scale, I think, of, you know, reasonably priced to probably not so reasonably priced, and a few things in the middle. One of my favorite brands of highlighters is Makeup Revolution. I've heard a lot of people say that they like Makeup Revolution, and I bumped into them just like looking in Ulta for highlighters. I get, you know, the magazine that they send out once a month, and you go in there on like the 24th to get whatever. And I was perusing the aisles, and I picked up two highlighters from them. This one is Radiant Lights, and it has like a pink kind of color, and this one is Golden Lights, and it's more white yellow kind of. So that is that one. And right beside it is Radiant Lights. So it's a little more pink, and they're really pigmented. They go on really pretty. They go on really smooth. It's a really smooth feel. Some of them can be kind of gritty and glittery, but this is not the case. These are 2 of my favorite, and I think they were like buy one get one free for like $6 each. They were so affordable, and they have quite a few shades, so check them out. I got a stick, Trestique. I got this out of Ipsy. It's been in like a container, so sorry that it's super gross, right? But it comes out, it's a little stick, similar to maybe the matchsticks that Fenty has, or some of the other companies that do it. And it's a little light for me, but I didn't want to exclude it from the conversation. And you could probably use it in other places, like a highlight for your, you know, eyes right here, you know, something. You could use it for whatever. But that's the mini highlight stick from Trestique. I also have, this one is from the Balm Cosmetics, Mary Lou Manizer. I got this from Ipsy. This is one of my other favorites. It's kind of light, pale, but it's not really pigmented. It's probably a better shadow than it is a highlight. Let's see what else I got. So of course I have everybody's favorite right now, Miss Fenty Beauty. And Wouldn't be right if I didn't have Trophy Wife. Trophy Wife is extremely pigmented. They almost stage-like, and a little goes an extremely, extremely long way. So be very careful when you use this particular product. Other than that, I have nothing really bad to say about it. I would suggest though putting it on with like a bigger brush instead of a fan brush. The fan brush to me like kicks it like all over before you can kind of get control of it. So be mindful of that when you don't get too enthusiastic with your brush when you're using the Trophy Wife. I also got the Kilowatt Duo, the Ginger Binge and Moscow Mule, which I thought was really, really nice. It's one of my favorite, and I use it as blush, obviously, but I definitely use it as a highlighter. And it's probably a little darker as a highlighter for me, but it does have a really like rosy kind of color. So if I'm going for something more fall, burgundy, you know, dark kind of warm look, then that's what I'll use. Another one I got from a vendor that I saw on Twitter, Honey Kiss Cosmetics, and we waited till the beginning of the year for this to launch, and it's called, I believe this shade is Daddy's Girls. When I received it, I pre-ordered it back in December, and I didn't receive it until I think March when I got it. It took a really, really long time for her to ship her products. I don't know if something went wrong with, you know, her distributor or whatever. That's not my business, but her customer service wasn't all that, so I wouldn't necessarily recommend her just because of this negative experience that I've had. And then with the products that I had, I also got a lip gloss that I was, it was really pretty. I don't have any bad things to say about the lip gloss. But this is kind of how it came out. And it's really pretty though. It's really pretty. The product is like really, really fine, but it's more, it's kind of green. Like a green color. It's very similar in my opinion to Trophy Wife. Like it would have been Trophy Wife before Trophy Wife came out. And it goes on really, really pretty. So like I really don't have a lot of bad to say about it. A little goes a long way. Be very careful. I would suggest putting that on with your finger. It gets everywhere, almost like a cream. The moment it gets wet, it turns into a cream, and everything you own is gold. But it's really, really pretty, so I wanted to make sure I mentioned it. I think those are the basics of the ones that I use, like standalone free hand illuminators. Oh my gosh, how could I forget my number one? I don't even know what just happened. Like, how did that just happen? My favorite go-to everyday, all day highlight is Laura Mercier. I guess that's how you say it. I don't know. I don't really care. This is in Addiction. It's really pretty. It stays in the pan very well. It picks up very well. And it's kind of gold, but not green. So it's very similar to the Honey Kiss Daddy's Little Girls, but it's not. It's really pretty. And that is my number one. That's my favorite. So yeah, other things that I like to use as highlighters that may, you know, be unconventional. I have some darker, like shimmery blush that I'll use sometimes. Like sometimes you can put this particular one underneath the Fenty. So if you don't, you know, it kind of mutes it gives you like the warm color, but not as much shine. So you don't have to like cake the other one on to get that effect. And this is Ginger and Gold by Seraphim Botanicals. And I believe they're cruelty free. They're vegan, gluten free, and GMO free. So that is something that I also like as well. I will opt for a cruelty free or gluten free or vegan based makeup brands. It doesn't have to be, obviously, but if I have a choice between two things, I'm gonna go with that one. This is a MAC bronzer that I got, and it's probably not like this is like probably a true bronzer, but I didn't want to leave it out of the conversation because it packs quite a bit of shimmer to it. And I'll put it like around my forehead, where you contour it at, under my neck, like everywhere the light hits you is Pride Rock, you know, whatever. Some other unconventional ways of getting highlight are the shimmers in your eyeshadow palettes. This is the City Mini palette, the by Shayla. Shout out to Shayla. The Maybelline New York line. They have quite a few like City Minis. And that gold right there is really, really pretty as a highlighter. It is very, very pigmented. And it's very similar, I believe, to our beloved Trophy Wife. But it doesn't go, it's not as like hardcore sparkly. So you can probably get away with this a lot better like during the week than the Fenty. So shout out to you, Sheila. That was a really, really, really good color. This is a BECCA palette I have. That was one of those, you know, things in the Ulta magazine. It was only for Ulta. It came out this summer. But I love this because it has bronzer, blush, and highlight inside. And like, you gotta excuse it, but I use it all the time. So, and like if I'm doing like a real no makeup, I guess it's still makeup, whatever. But I'll use the Tarte Brighter Days, and then I'll put powder on, and then, you know, bronze, blush, highlight all at one time with this one palette. This one palette is really good for that. And then the MAC Pigment Pots. My best friend got me this for, I think, my birthday one year. Probably last year. I don't know. Thank you, Chanel. But this is the MAC Pigment Color in Melon. And it's extremely pretty as a highlighter. It looks yellow here, but like you get to it and it's like really red, kind of pink. And then I'm gonna just like dump it. And then you get this really pretty pinky, yellow, golden. It's probably right below the Laura Mercier for me. And again, it's a loose pigment, so you have to be careful so it doesn't get everywhere on you. And then last, probably not last, but definitely not least, my favorite like eyeshadow palette, the Modern Ren. Sometimes I'll do my whole face with this one palette. And the Primavera is really pretty as a highlight. Oh, let me wipe some of this stuff off. That one isn't really, this one, this figure here is really pretty. So that is another option. Look for the shimmers in your eyeshadow palettes. Don't pass them up. And let's see, what else is important to highlighting? Brushes. Of course, we have our standard like fan brushes. That's what everybody uses. Brushing, and I'll just sneak in application while we're talking here. With the liquids, you can kind of put those on with your hands if you're going to put it on all over your face. Or I would suggest making sure your hands are really clean, making sure you wash off any other makeup that you may have had. I'm very skeptical of putting my hands to my face, but if you want to like get it good and blend it in, you could probably use that. I wouldn't suggest a beauty blender because it's so like more lotion. You don't want it to like affect your beauty blender or, you know, your foundation after you come to put it on. You'll have shimmery stuff everywhere. You know, unless it's cool with you, but just a thought. A lot of application is knowing where the sun hits your own face. A lot of the times we'll sit down and watch a YouTube video and we'll mimic exactly what that person does, but we don't consider that our face structure is different. We don't consider that our skin tones or even our undertones may be different. You know, you may have more of an olive tone where someone is more like cool. So the different things to consider is, you know, placement, where you put it at. Some people go right here under the eye. Some go, you know, right here. Some go all the way, you know, everyone has a different place that they highlight. My suggestion is to, on a sunny day, like when your face is just clean, pay attention and make a point to capture where the light hits your face. For me, it's right here. That's where the light hits because that's, maybe I can turn to the side. But it's kind of flat, like right there, and like the sun just grazes it. And then the same with the nose, like mine is doing it right now because my nose is kind of greasy. But I try to get like the sides of my nose. My nose kind of sticks up a little bit, so I get a little light right there. So those are some things and tips that I can pass along when it comes to highlighting your face. Your Cupid's bow, I would suggest doing, if you're gonna do your highlighter, if you have like a thin powdery, use one of these. If you have some of the thicker ones, I would say pat it on with one of these first, like one of the thicker. This I think is a foundation brush. Yeah, this is a foundation brush, but I don't use it for foundation. But, you know, kind of pack it on and then go over top of it with the fan brush just to, you know, scatter it a little bit and help blend it. I also use this brush to come down my nose with, and then also my Cupid's bow, and I kind of go over the whole lip sometimes, and then I go right here under my chin. But like I said, on a sunny day, stand out in the sun and see where the light hits you. Even if you have to consider like your shoulders or down your chest, there are so many places you could, you know, capture a light and suck in the light to give yourself an luminous look. Also, in the insides of your eyes, these are two brushes that I use for that. These two brushes actually are Royal and Langnickel. This is a fan brush, and this is one of the precision angle brushes. They are both really good, in my opinion, for if you have, like, if you want to come down your nose. This is angled, so, you know, it's kind of good for, you know, coming down your nose like that. And then for the inside corners of your eyes, these are two e.l.f. blending brushes. This is a blending eye brush. I have no clue what the numbers are, so I think I got these from Target as well. And then this is just the eye crease brush. So it's just small enough to dab right in the inside of your eye, or if you want a little bit more here, or up there. And then the blending brush will blend it right down into your eyeshadow. I usually don't apply my highlighter until after my last setting spray. I don't put any setting spray on top of my highlighter. That's just my personal preference. So leave me some comments. Let me know what your favorite highlighters are, what your favorite brushes or application methods. Link me to any videos that you have or any content that you have about highlighters, or what's your favorite. Just leave me, you know, let me know. Let's start a conversation. Thanks again for watching. I appreciate you guys being here and going on this journey with me, and hopefully I am helping you feel a little bit better about yourself. Sitting here talking to you guys has kind of helped me come out of my shell too. So I will talk to you guys later in our next Let's Talk video. Bye.